Top 10 Comedy Movies of the Decade. Laughter is the best remedy there is. And with everything that's been going on in 2020, we think you're all due for some laughter. Welcome to Info Junkie TV, where we teach you all about the world's weirdest and most fascinating things. As always, make sure you like our video, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more mind-blowing topics, interesting facts, and everything entertaining. Today, we'll be taking a look at the top 10 comedy movies of the decade. If you're feeling low on serotonin or you just need a good chuckle, then this is the video for you. The movies included in this list are rated not only in terms of how funny their content is, but also in terms of quality, originality, performance, and box office success. They don't come in any particular order, and we consider them all equally hilarious. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. What We Do in the Shadows. If you're into mockumentaries, then What We Do in the Shadows is a definite must-watch. This movie tells the story of a house of ancient old vampires in young bodies living in modern-day Wellington. This timeless movie is full of hilarious puns and quality jokes that will have you in stitches. Because of their ancient lifestyles, the four vampires are struggling to keep up with modern-day living. They struggle with mundane things like paying rent, getting into nightclubs, and flatmate issues. They also have to avoid going out during the day because, well, as we all know what sunlight does to vampires. This clever and hilarious movie, written and directed by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi, makes a great comeback for vampires after the Twilight series butchered their name. Number 9. This Is the End. The perfect movie for 2020. This Is the End is a movie that starts off with a party full of celebrities before an apocalypse hits Earth. The movie, starring some of our favorite Hollywood celebrities acting as themselves, revolves around 6 celebrities who are stuck in James Franco's house after a series of unfortunate events led to the destruction of the city and their surroundings. They stay at home, avoiding danger, until they finally have to face the outside world in order to get to the next level. The movie will have you crying from laughter at the weird and awkward moments, the inappropriate jokes, and the odd deaths that take place throughout the film. Number 8. 21 Jump Street. If you're looking for an excellent performance and fits of laughter, then 21 Jump Street is a great choice. The silly plot tells the story of 2 underachieving cops played by Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum working together. One of them is your typical nerd, while the other is the cool jock. The rookie cops who want to be taken seriously work together to make a significant arrest, until one day, after a screw-up, they get assigned an undercover mission. The mission involves them going back to their local high school as undercover students, where they have to bring down a drug ring. Except what really happens is that they end up getting infused in the whole high school drama that we are all so familiar with, the romances, dealing with bullies, and the whole shebang. This movie also happens to have a sequel, 22 Jump Street, which we definitely think is worth checking out too. Number 7. Neighbors. Everyone knows that feeling when you get new neighbors. You either love them or you hate them. In this quality comedy, a couple, Mac, played by Seth Rogen, and Kelly, Rose Byrne, move into a suburban neighborhood with their infant child, and the last thing they're expecting is a war to break loose. But then, their new neighbors move in, a fraternity ring, and their leader Teddy, who's played by none other than Zac Efron. While at first they try to get along with the group, they eventually end up calling the cops, and that's when all hell breaks loose. The neighbors start waging war against each other. The attacks include a series of typical neighborly things you would find annoying, like noise complaints and insane pranks, as well as a bunch of crazy stunts pulled by both sides. The movie is a perfect blend of suburban meets fraternity craziness, and the dynamics of the 3 movie stars makes it a hilarious pick. If you're enjoying this list so far, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. It helps the channel grow, and it helps more people see and have access to our entertaining content. Number 6. We're the Millers. We're the Millers is a family comedy, except it's not your typical family. This explicitly hilarious road trip movie revolves around a small-time pot dealer, David, who is in debt to a supplier. To make up for this debt, he has to cross the border to Mexico to smuggle some marijuana. But to make his disguise convincing, he fakes an all-American family, which consists of a stripper as the mother, a neighbor as his son, and a thief as the daughter. None of the family members really know each other, but they get into the huge RV anyway and drive to south of the border for their crazy weekend family vacation. Things don't go as smooth as planned, as one would assume when drug dealing is involved, and the group of four face a bunch of obstacles that stand in their way of getting back home. Number 5. The Hangover 3. We've all heard about the Hangover movies. A group of guys celebrating their friend's bachelor party, only to wake up in some bizarre place with their main man missing on the day of his wedding. In this third installment of The Hangover, Alan, played by Zach Galifianakis, takes the front seat of the show. He's the only one in his friend's group who isn't happily married, and he seeks medical help after his father's death. But then Doug, played by Justin Bartha, gets kidnapped, and the gang is back to fighting crime together. This movie is an epic ending to the Hangover trilogy, a movie full of craziness and bad decisions. The film is said to be better than its predecessors, with a better pacing and a plot that unravels in the wild city of Las Vegas. Number 4. The Grand Budapest Hotel. Dubbed by many as Wes Anderson's best movie yet, The Grand Budapest Hotel is one of the highest-rated films in Hollywood. While his movies are usually fused with subtle humor, this one really spikes that humor up. Taking place in the 1930s, the movie is played out in the Grand Budapest Hotel, a European ski resort that is run by concierge M. Gustave. M. Gustave, flawlessly portrayed by Ralph Fiennes, has an atypical sense of humor that will have you laughing throughout the entire movie. To provide world-class service, he undergoes a weird assortment of favors, like satisfying elderly women who stay there. Wes Anderson usually has a distinctive style of filmmaking, with memorable mise-en-scène and distinctive color palettes. His movies usually have a touch of humor, but the Grand Budapest Hotel takes the front line here with its incredibly clever storyline and witty humor. Number 3. Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids is a breath of fresh air compared to all the raunchy and sexist comedies out there. We are used to seeing men take over the screen in buddy comedies. But in Paul Feig's movie, women take the center stage, having the chance to be obscene with their sense of humor and giving them more three-dimensional characters. It's hilarious. Kristen Wiig, who plays the role of Annie, supports her friend Lillian, played by Maya Rudolph, who's getting married. But at one point, Annie's bakery goes out of business, and she finds herself completely broke while Lillian preps for her wedding with her rich, successful friends. Of course, this puts Lillian on the spot and brings forth a set of her insecurities. The movie addresses important issues through comedy, showing that even if your life is great, you can be troubled with insecurities. The movie is also riddled with embarrassingly hilarious moments, such as the time Rudolph shits herself. Yes, that actually happens. And Wiig getting wasted on a plane. No shame, all game. Number 2. The Dictator. Offensively hilarious, this is not for the easily triggered. But if you can take a joke, then this is a must-watch. The Dictator is epically played by Sacha Baron Cohen, who plays the role of, well, you guessed it, a dictator. Aladdin is an Islamic dictator who wants to be stopped by most of the world because of his extremely ridiculous ways. While he entertains his own impulses, such as sleeping with some of the most famous celebrities we know and showering them with expensive gifts, he dictates his country with extreme measures, until one day he is abducted. The movie is full of modern-day politics that we see being played out today, and that the director boldly pokes at. From the politics of female body hair to religion, this film is definitely a must-watch. And number 1, The Night Before. Adulthood. Do we love it? Sure, it has its pros, but with it comes a whole bunch of challenges, including things like becoming a parent and letting go of certain traditions in order to make time for family. In this movie, The Night Before, we watch as these lifelong buddies have their annual Christmas tradition of recklessly drinking and partying, which they've been doing with each other for the past 10 years. Until one day, they have their last Christmas Eve annual tradition in New York. Isaac, played by Seth Rogen, is making this one his last as he becomes a soon-to-be father. and so naturally they plan a hardcore night of drinking and debauchery, looking for the ultimate Christmas party. The bond between the characters, the Christmas feels, as well as the raunchy Christmas humor make this movie a definite must-see. Well, that's all we have for you today, folks. Let us know in the comments, do you agree with our top 10 comedies for the decade? If yes, let us know which one is your favorite, and tell us what movies you think deserve to be on this list. We hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to reading your thoughts and comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more entertaining content. Thanks for watching Info Junkie TV, and we'll see you next time.